So if you're going through a divorce, you're going to be experiencing a lot of emotions. And in many ways, it's like the loss of a loved one. There are different stages. There's denial, there's anger, there's bargaining, there's a depression, and finally there's acceptance. And the one thing is, a lot of times people believe that it's kind of linear, that you have to experience them all in the same line, or once you're done with denial, that you have to go here. That's not how it works. The best thing you can do is try to be in tune with your emotions. Try to recognize what you're feeling. And if you can't recognize it right away, take a moment to reflect back the next day or when you can. You see, the way I feel today is different than the way I feel yesterday, but now I can look back and say, how was I feeling? What was going through my head? What was happening with me when I was making those decisions? And the more you can get in touch with yourself, the more you can normalize these feelings and recognize where you're at. It's okay to feel all the feels, right? There's no right way of handling this, but you have to know you better than anybody else. If you feel like you can't do this on your own, there are therapists that can help. There are things you can do, but focus on yourself. Control what you can. Recognize that you can control nobody else. You cannot control your family. You cannot control your spouse. You cannot control your friends or anybody else around you. All you can do is yourself. You need to focus on what you could do to make yourself better, whether that's exercise, yoga, meditation, whatever it may be. Focus on yourself and recognize that there are professionals here to help you get through this process. Going through a divorce is difficult, and mental health is very important as you're going through this process. We're all humans. We all suffer and go through emotions in different ways. Understanding your mental health is super important to get you through this process. If you don't understand your own mental health and you don't know what you're going through, it's very, very difficult for other people to help you. Now, there are some people that are very good at bringing that out and bringing it to your attention. These are professionals. These are therapists and psychiatrists, psychologists. They are trained to help you to identify these things so that you can understand yourself and worry about yourself so that you can ultimately be a better parent, a better spouse, and move on with your life in a healthy manner. So what are the best ways of finding support through a difficult time, through a divorce? And some people say, do I really need a therapist? I've got a really good friend that's a really good listener and different things. I don't know. I mean, you know yourself, but here's the thing. Don't skip out on therapy because of money. Don't skip out on getting professional help because of any sort of financial concern. The reality is money will come and go in your life, but getting help when you need it is more important than any financial consideration. In other words, maybe you have a great friend, but can that great friend really be impartial? Can that great friend really help you in this process? Because let's face it, maybe that friend also likes your spouse a little bit, or maybe they don't. And if they don't like your spouse, that's also going to come out in their advice and recommendations to you. Great friends are important to have. They can be great support through this process. Knowing that somebody has your back is so valuable in this process. But don't confuse therapy with having a good friend. They're not trained to help fix your problems. They are there to be a friend. And if you need help with getting your problems fixed, go to a professional, somebody that knows what they're doing and can help guide you through the process, can guide you through your emotions. And I recommend, when possible, have both. All right, let's talk about healing after divorce. I want you to just picture a clear lake early in the morning. It's completely flat. It almost looks like glass. Imagine you pick up a rock and you skip that rock, and as it goes through, the water ripples all throughout. But if you give it enough time, it eventually settles and everything is calm again. And that's what you're going through right now. You're going through a big ripple effect. And now that you're done with the divorce, sometimes people think, boom, it's over. But that's not it. There's still a little bit of ripples in the water. It hasn't settled yet. How long does it take to settle? I don't know. You might be different than everybody else. You may get done faster. It may take you longer. But be okay with either one. The best thing that I can tell you, though, is don't rush into any decisions you don't need to. If you are leaving the home, you don't need to buy a new place right away. Some people say, well, doesn't it make more sense to invest in a home? Maybe, maybe not. Do you know where you're going to live for the next 5, 10, 20 years? If you don't make that decision now. You don't have to. Don't make that decision, especially if you're basing it upon maintenance or child support that you may be getting, because I see that all too often. People say to me, I'm going to buy a house. And I say, well, how are you going to pay for it? And they say, well, I'm getting this much in child support. And I then do the math with them and I say, you're thinking about getting a 30-year mortgage, but you're only going to get child support for 10 years. You got 20 years after that, then what? And they give me this look like I don't know. The point is, don't allow your emotions to put you in a bad position in the future. Take the time. Give yourself some time. Don't start a new relationship. Don't put yourself in a financial situation that you don't want to be in. Give yourself some time to heal. If that means renting a place for 6 months, fine. If that means not dating for 6 months, a year, that's fine. You'll know when you're ready because you're not going to feel those things of guilt or I shouldn't be doing this. When you're ready, it's going to feel like the right time for you. And that's when you take that time to go out and become now the new version of yourself. If you know that you're going to be going through an emotional divorce, it's important that you have the right team in place. My office is well trained in helping people through divorce. We've helped people through many emotional divorces over the years, and we want to be that partner for you if you want our help. We are also going to encourage you to get the help and advice of trained therapists and other professionals to help you through some of those emotional components. I've helped people many times over these years, and I probably could do a good job with some of these components. But in those aspects, I'm underqualified and quite frankly, overcharged for that. So I am willing to tell you that because I care about your future and I will tell you, pay somebody that's better qualified to help you with these emotional challenges. Let me and my team help you with the legal challenges, and together we can help build a better you.